Hello, Crystal, realestateindustry.whistleblower.com. A lot of folks assume that a real estate broker knows more than they know. I know the realtors criticize me when I keep talking about going to school for 1 week, but I did. And then a year later, I went to school for 1 week again. It may be harder today to get a broker's license, and I understand that. But at the same time, the real estate consumer expects the real estate agent to know a whole lot more than they do just because they're licensed. If they've never had a real estate license, they don't understand how easy it is to go to school a week, pass the test, and the classes actually teach you how to pass the test. So once you do that, the consumer assumes that you know more about real estate than you actually do. I just jumped in and I was winging it. Most of my consumers knew way more than I did about real estate, But because I had the license, I felt like I knew more. I was in the know, I was in control. My consumers in the beginning didn't even want to use a title company. I understand now. I understand now why I met a lot of resistance in the beginning, but they were kind of forced to use me because they wanted to be in the MLS and they wanted to get exposure. And about 10 years ago, the internet wasn't what it is today. Today, there's no reason to use a realtor at all. You can put it online where the buyers are looking for you, and you can sell it without a realtor. But even, even 5 years ago, it was almost impossible to get the word around about your property if you didn't use a realtor, especially with all the boycotts, and it was before the Department of Justice lawsuit, and, before realtors started getting exposed for the cartel that they are. But today, you can list your real estate on the internet, and you don't need the MLS. So don't assume that a real estate broker or real estate agent knows about contract law, basic engineering, basic inspection stuff. Don't assume that they know what it is you're signing. Oh, these are just the standard forms, that's just what you do, just sign here. But read your forms. If you don't like something, cross it out and change it. You're a party to the transaction. Ask your real estate attorney about this stuff. Learn more about contract law. You expect, and this is not a slam, but a lot of you real estate consumers expected me to know real estate contract stuff. Expected me to know, oh, are you going to be safe signing this? Or should I check this box? Or you assumed that I knew every box to sign and everything to do. I didn't know. I thought I knew. I really thought I was doing great by the consumer, but come to find out, the real estate forms were just so geared towards protecting the realtor that basically they hurt the real estate consumer. I didn't know I was hurting the real estate consumer. And when I started to find out this stuff and speak up about it, I was, pretty much put down, shut down, boycotted, and eventually got so frustrated with the Association of Realtors that I quit. So the moral to this video is to don't assume a real estate agent knows stuff. I have an agent in my office who's been buying and selling real estate, for years, and she is a licensed real estate agent. She was a licensed realtor when I was a realtor. I know I say that funny. And even her last sale, she said to me, I kind of expect, like with the broker that was selling it on the other side of the transaction, I expect the real estate broker to know this stuff. You expect them to know, but you don't realize the other side of it is they don't teach us this stuff. We don't know. Unless, I know a lot now because I've read tons of law cases. I've read real estate law books. I've seen this misery in action. I've seen the real estate consumer get knocked down, knocked down. I've seen that real estate agents are pretty much, above the law, especially if they're a certain chain like Century 21 or Coldwell Banker. And so now I know quite a bit about real estate from the School of Hard Knocks, but I certainly didn't then. And even now, I don't know. I can't just go into a certain property. How am I supposed to know? Especially if I'm a buyer's agent, I've never seen the property, and I just start talking about it and telling you stuff. I don't really know. I point out, now when I show property, I point out potential issues. And yeah, I quite often, actually most of the time now, end up scaring a buyer away from the property. But I don't want to see people get hurt the way that I've been hurt. I know that a seller is forced to not tell everything they know. They want out of the deal, right? They want to sell. They can't tell you every little thing. It's your job to find it out. And the real estate agent that's paid based on whether you close or not isn't going to tell you. So go to realestateindustry.whistleblower.com and find out more about what's really going on in the real estate industry. Take care out there.